Gavin Newsom's presidential hopes might wither away before they even get started, because he just picked a fight he can't afford to lose. In his latest move to fight back against Trump, Newsom is now pushing California voters to support Prop 50, a measure that would allow state legislators to override California's independent redistricting commission and redraw congressional maps however they want. Translation: Democrats could carve up districts in their favor, locking in power for decades, all under the banner of saving democracy. But here's the problem. One man isn't buying it. He's looking to terminate Newsom's dreams. And he's calling out Newsom's scheme for what it really is: a calculated power grab dressed up as anti-Trump resistance. So if Newsom can't get Californians to support him here, it could end his presidential dreams before they even begin. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. Gavin Newsom is feeling the heat, and it's starting to show, because when Democrats panic, you always know what comes next. Their messiah, Barack Obama, has officially entered the chat. Now he's being rolled out to rally voters, not for fairness, not for integrity, but to convince Californians to tear up the very law that was created to promote fairness and transparency, all to help Democrats tighten their grip on power and call it protecting democracy.
California, the whole nation is counting on you. Democracy is on.
Barack Obama getting involved in Prop 50 in a new ad. The former president threw his support behind the high-stakes effort to redraw congressional maps here in California.
As you know, that special election is next month. NBC4's Conan Nolan live on a newsroom with Obama's influence here. Conan.
That's right. We're 21 days from that special election that will decide the fate of what is called Proposition 50, a ballot measure that would introduce a new congressional districting map in California. Across the state, blank ballots are sitting on kitchen counters and coffee tables. Democrats are now rallying to get those ballots mailed in.
California, the whole nation is counting on you.
Former President Barack Obama now endorsing Proposition 50, a measure before voters that would alter California's congressional districts in the effort to secure 5 more Democratic seats in next year's midterm elections.
Prop 50 puts our elections back on a level playing field.
Obama's pitch designed to get loyal Democrats to mail in their ballots. Political science professor Dan Schnurr of USC.
Prop 50 supporters understand that if this is a vote about redistricting and democratic reform, that's a tough election for them to win. But in a deep blue state like California, if the election's about whether the voters want to help or harm Donald Trump, that makes it much easier. And that was the core piece of Obama's message in this new ad.
It's been the same playbook every single time. Galvanize the base, still suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. That's the emotional fuel they used to sell this entire scheme. But not everyone's buying it. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the man who helped champion California's independent redistricting commission, is calling this what it really is: a flat-out scam being sold to the voters.
Democrat representatives. If Texas is doing it, now California's Prop 50, Gavin Newsom wants us to undo what you did, made it fair, and go back to this because we can't unilaterally disarm. What is your argument now, given the new information?
Well, I think that Prop 50 is a big scam. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it says that we should fight Trump and because he's a threat to democracy. But in the meantime, they want to go and tear up the Constitution in California, get rid of the independent commission that draws the district lines, and take the power away from the people and give it back to the politicians.
Even Arnold Schwarzenegger, a man who's never been a fan of President Trump, sees what's going on here. Gavin Newsom is in full desperation mode. He's trying to convince voters that Trump is so dangerous, so evil, that it somehow justifies tearing up their own state laws, all in the name of stopping him.
We can stop Trump cold.
It's the governor versus the governator in California TV ads.
Vote no on Proposition 50.
Voting is already underway.
In a battle that will largely redefine Governor Gavin Newsom's future and former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's legacy.
California will be very unique and very independent.
In 2010, 61% of California voters agreed with then-Governor Schwarzenegger and created an independent citizen commission to draw California's congressional lines, taking that power away from politicians.
We must terminate gerrymandering.
Ever since, Schwarzenegger has traveled the country, asking other states to do the same. This year, Texas Republicans went a different way, redrawing their districts mid-decade, hoping to add 5 more Republican seats to the U.S. House.
They fired the first shot, Texas.
Governor Newsom is now asking California voters to approve Proposition 50, which would replace the congressional map drawn by the state's Independent Redistricting Commission with this map drawn by Democrats that seeks to add 5 Democratic House seats.
This is a scam.
Schwarzenegger's only TV interview on this topic was with CNN in September, after posting this to social media: F the politicians, terminate gerrymandering.
It's a big mistake. 2 wrongs don't make a right. It's that simple.
Right now, California holds 52 seats in the House of Representatives, and only 9 of those are held by Republicans, even though 40% of Californians voted Republican. Now, some will argue that's simply because California's population is concentrated in the big coastal cities and metropolitan areas, places that lean heavily Democratic. Meanwhile, Republican voters are more spread out, mostly in smaller, rural regions. But here's the problem with that argument. If Democrats already control more than 4/5 of the congressional seats, how does tearing down independent redistricting and giving politicians power to redraw the lines for fairness make anything better? It doesn't. It only makes their advantage permanent. And these are the same people that scream about gerrymandering in red states. Yet Democrats have gerrymandered their states so aggressively, they've lost the moral ground to lecture anyone. And many believe that the Democrat Party is already overrepresented in Congress because of census distortions that count illegal migrants and population totals. And that matters because the U.S. Census directly determines how many House seats each state gets. So when Democrats are fighting tooth and nail to protect illegals from being deported, it's not about compassion or human rights. It's about power.
Were you able to convince him?
No, I wasn't looking to convince him.
In this August interview with Fox 11 Los Angeles, I was first to report about a meeting this summer between Newsom and Schwarzenegger talking Prop 50.
I want him to know that we're maintaining it. And I also want him to know if we are not successful with this, there'll be no independent redistricting in this country.
He says that it is temporary. You don't buy what Governor Newsom's saying?
Of course not. Look, I've sat there in Sacramento. I've listened to the politicians for 7 years. They are not interested in giving any power to the people.
Gavin Newsom knows Democrats aren't very popular right now. So he's going back to the same old playbook: fear-mongering and emotional manipulation. Because think about it. If Democrats were truly confident heading into the 2026 midterms, if they really believed the country was done with Trump and a blue wave was inevitable, they wouldn't need to pull this kind of stunt. If voters were genuinely rushing back to the Democrat Party, there'd be no need for this because the votes would speak for themselves. But they're not confident. They're desperate. And that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger is calling this exactly what it is: a scam being sold to voters under the illusion of saving democracy. Newsom is betting everything on one thing: that he can rally enough Californians suffering from Trump derangement syndrome to back his scheme out of emotion, not logic. And just to be fair, in California, that might work.
What are the stakes of Prop 50?
Yeah, I mean, the stakes are enormous.
Ron Brownstein is a longtime California political watcher. He says Prop 50 passing could boost Democrat chances to win back the House in 26, and Newsom's potential pursuit of the Democratic presidential nomination in 28.
Democratic voters see him as not only being willing, but able to push back against Trump.
These are the 5 Republican members of the House who Democrats are targeting with the new map. Among them, Ken Calvert, a congressmember from California's Inland Empire since 1993.
We're in the city of Corona, which is now represented by Calvert. And Republicans we talked to here are not thrilled at the possibility of being represented by a Democrat.
As a Republican, I don't like that. And it would be the same. I mean, if I were a Democrat, I would want my district to represent me.
No, it's absolutely no. And I have a big sign on my yard.
We find a different view in Venice Beach. one of the most Democratic areas in the state.
I want somewhere where we have a little bit more balance.
I'm very much against gerrymandering. And yet, what are we to do when they've locked up the Supreme Court?
We can't sit back and talk nicely. We've got to roll up our sleeves and fight. So yes on Prop 50.
Newsom and Schwarzenegger both told me that they still have a cordial, respectful relationship. They just have a disagreement on this particular issue. California voters have until November 4th to either return their ballot at spots like this or vote in person. Aaron?
And as you can see, just listen to some of those Democrat voters. That's who Gavin Newsom is betting on. People like that woman who openly admitted she's against gerrymandering, but is willing to support it if it means taking down Trump. That's right, they're telling you everything you need to know. These are the voters that Newsom is counting on. People so blinded by Trump bad that they're willing to throw away all their own values, abandon principles they once claimed to stand for, and justify anything as long as it hurts the president. These are the liberal loyalists, the political robots, programmed to vote blue no matter what, even if it means voting against fairness and transparency that they voted for in the first place. And that's Gavin Newsom's entire strategy. Not winning hearts, not earning trust, just banking on blind hatred to carry the vote for Prop 50, and in his dreams, straight into the White House. But let me know what you think. If you enjoy the content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns just like this. And don't forget, stick around for the next video where No Kings protest collapses nationwide after young voters stay home. And I'll see you next time.